And welcome back to Dragon Ball Z What If, part 4 of What If Goku Was as Smart as Bulma. So last time we had the exiting of Vegeta from the planet, the death of Nappa, the reveal of Ikari's transformation for Goku, and overall a bad experience for Sans. But the upside is Raditz was able to Raditz is nowhere near reformed right now, but he is not by any stretch of the means. He's not evil per se. He's got to adjust. He's got to adapt. He's got to earn trust. But he can still, be a contributing man. And so he's made an agreement with his brother. He'll stay with him for a while, try to adapt, try to earn trust. And, he'll show off some things to them. For example, when Raditz asks how the hell did Goku learn that transformation, Goku explains that, oh yeah, I did. Me and my wife were able to create a device that allows us to imitate the flex waves that the full moon produces. That we learned that's what turns us into apes. But because I don't have a tail, I turned into that instead. Really? Well, I mean, there's always and after I did it the first time, I just learned how to do it naturally. Interesting. It's similar to our full moon transformation, indeed. But did you know, Kakarot, we can actually produce artificial moons? And it's like, watch and observe. And he just throws it out there, and and it's like, haha, see? I was like, well, better be careful not to look up at it. Don't worry about that. Unlike some other Saiyans, I have some control of myself in that state. Not that I need to. It will last about 10 minutes or so. Now, we actually don't know how long the fake moon actually lasts. We do know it's long enough that, a group of Saiyans could transform. Sorry, I have something on my face. But regardless, so they're now trading ideas, things along those lines. How did you get so strong anyway, Kakarot? Oh, we developed this. And obviously he shows up the gravity chamber, time chamber ripoff. And all's well, not all's well, but, and so Raditz, we can change the amount of gravity we use that heightens our training ability. It's interesting. Really interesting. Perhaps I'll have to use it somewhere. Hey, go right ahead, have at it. Hey, in fact, Gohan, well, get to know your Uncle Raditz a little bit and say, okay. It's like, well, if you're really okay with me beating on your son a little bit, Kakarot, I'd say, oh, don't worry. I think Gohan is more than capable of handling it, to which Raditz quickly realizes, as he still does have a scouter. Hold on. as he still does have it. Let me get my scouter on here real quick. It's like, that's 10,000! And it's like, yep, we were training pretty hard up until your brother, you and Vegeta and that Nappa guy came along. So, yeah, Gohan's definitely gonna be able to put you through the ringer. It's like, come on, Uncle, this will be fun. Rad's like, okay. And so they start bonding, and Raditz is actually interested in a lot of stuff Goku's actually managed to invent or improve upon. So that happens for a while. Now, what is happening on the other side of the fence? Well, Vegeta recovers from his entire scenario, from his debacle, let's call it, on Earth. Like, damn it all, to think I've been reduced to this, lost my tail. Those two idiots were killed. Damn him. I'll get revenge on Kakarot. It's the last thing I do. And so he gets out. His power level's now at that 24,000 state. He gets out, he gets some clothes on, he gets a new scouter. And he does wonder where everyone is. Like, where is you, science boy? Where is everyone? Oh, they left. Now, we know in the original, I believe, that Frieza found out about the Dragon Balls because Vegeta was looking for them. That said, however, we know he was kind of looking for these for a while, looking for the path to immortality. It always strikes me that he could have figured out that Namek had Dragon Balls. I always say that. And so he learns about the Dragon Balls. Which old, you say? Well, perhaps I should go and aid him. Are you certain about that? I mean, Dodoria and Zarbon are with him. Please. And Vegeta can feel the increase of power he's gotten, too. He's not an idiot. Believe me, I think I'll be more than adequate to help. And so he heads out there. He ultimately ends up, meeting up with Frieza and say, Vegeta, it's so good to see you again. Where did you go? Where have you been? And where is Nappa and Raditz? And Vegeta's holding his cards and shit. Vegeta's playing a long con game here. He's like, there was an incident on a planet. We can discuss the planet. They do not make it. Which, by all accounts, he doesn't know Raditz is still alive. He assumes that they killed him. And we know he knows for a fact Nappa's dead. But where exactly does... And it's like, really? I will regale you with the entire story at another time, Lord Frieza. Right now, I believe there's a task at hand that we need to accomplish. Oh, how right you are, Vegeta. And honestly, I think this would kind of actually make Frieza a bit more happy, because the only Saiyan, as far as he knows, that's left is Vegeta. And he's the strongest of them, so, hey, look, he's still got a strong warrior that he knows can't beat him in a fight. He also knows Vegeta lost his tail, so he won't be able to be turned into that pesky ape form, so... Honestly, this is a good day for him so far. Yes, we are trying to gather information on them. And so, they're trying to get the information about the Dragon Balls, or where they are. They have their scouters. I think here it's the warrior Namekians who are caused up the distraction where Moro was able to destroy the remaining scouters. Vegeta dodges it, but does cleverly, yeah, he kind of goes, and he just kind of briefly blasts himself. It's like, damn it all. But because he knows he can sense energy, he's playing along with this. So now we're going to have to do this the hard way. And unfortunately, in this version, Dende don't make it. Moro don't make it. No one makes it here. At least no one, generally speaking. There'll be a big catch to this, don't worry. And so the overall... the overall journey for the Dragon Balls commences on the planet Namek. And what Vegeta actually does is, because he can sense energy, he can sense where the other Dragon Balls are. He goes out of his way to find 2 of them, hides one, brings back another, so he can show loyalty, bringing the Dragon Balls. Excellent, Vegeta. Yes. Now, with your permission, sir, I'd just like to get something to drink, and I'll drink to just quench my... I am thirsty, and I'd like to get something to drink and a quick bite, and then I'll be back out in about 10 minutes. Oh, take your time, Vegeta. By all means, Vegeta, you've earned it. Frieza's like, yeah, he doesn't like Vegeta, but he appreciates what Vegeta's capable of doing for him. And so he does that, and Vegeta actually does do that, and then he goes out and makes sure he senses the energy going on, makes sure he can sense when, Zarbon, Dodoria, Frieza are on the ship. And then makes, maybe does a giant explosion, blows up a village, and trying to get their attention. I don't know if he could do that, but ultimately I think what he would do is just think, okay, I'll just make sure that the Dragon Balls Frieza know where they're the Dragon Balls. Then I'll wish for this blasted dragon to come out, and then I'll get my wish. And by the time they show up, it'll be too late. Immortality would be mine. And so he sneaks in with the final Dragon Ball. Puts it down, like, now come, dragon! Dragon? What the hell? Why aren't these damn things working? And then say, yeah, hey, did you hear something? And I was like, damn it. And then just swipes the Dragon Ball, hides up like in the rafters. It's like, what? I was making sure how many Dragon Balls we had left to find. What? It's like, nothing. He's like, get out of here now! There's gotta be something here. What? Can we not use this? Is it complete? And Vegeta quickly realizes, wait, and it kind of realizes, wait, I can't use this. Maybe it's because I don't speak the language. Which means, well, at least this means one thing. Frieza won't be able to use it either. And so, either. So he just kind of hides it. Lord Frieza! It's like, I bring you the final Dragon Ball, as promised. Yes, Vegeta, so good indeed. Yes, immortality will be mine. Now then, they all prepare. And Vegeta's kind of holding back a grin a little bit. It's like, he's got that grin, but it's like that, yes, Frieza will have everything he wants grin, not the, oh, Frieza's going to be so pissed, I'm going to enjoy every minute of this grin. It's like, come to me, dragon, yeah! What? Why aren't they working? I don't know, Lord Frieza.
Maybe there's a password, or I don't know, maybe you need to speak it in their language or something.
Wait, then, it's like,
It would make sense, Lord Frieza. After all, this is Namek, and it is the Namekian Dragon Balls, so I suppose.
damn it all! Is there anyone on this planet we haven't killed? And no one else can sense energy right now, and he didn't ask for Ginyu to show up because they were having a perfectly easy time, frankly. So, and that's a big thing. There's no reason to ask for Ginyu. Vegeta was causing a problem. He also had the Earthlings to deal with, and he needed a new scouter. So that was like the overall reason he asked for the Ginyus to come. Here, there isn't that. Things have been going smoothly. And Vegeta, who can sense a little bit more energy out there, but he can sense that he can sense Nail's energy, which means he can sense that it does overshadow his. Although Nail would be keeping his energy suppressed because Vegeta thought you could take Nail when he actually couldn't when he met him. So I don't know. Maybe he could sense it, but maybe he could also sense the hidden potential of Nail or something like that. It's like, I wouldn't be able to beat him. Damn it. And we actually don't know what his power suppressed is like either. Because at that point, he'd had two Zenkais. His power was over 30,000. Here, maybe Nail's power is like 20 some odd, like just on the cusp of Vegeta's strength. Or maybe it's a little equal, maybe it's a little above. Because we know his full power is around, I think, 41 or 42,000. I can never remember which one exactly it is. And so Vegeta's just like, realizes that I'm not going to be able to get this wish, but I can at least screw Frieza out of this. Unfortunately, no. I don't. I think we killed them all, Lord Vegeta. So you're telling me that all this time was worthless? Damn it all!
Lord Frieza, if I may, there might be another option.
Speak quickly, Vegeta, if you want to live.
It has to do with the death of Raditz and Nappa. We went to Earth because apparently his brother had survived. Low class saying than we thought, but it seems he gained quite a bit of power. They both are dead. But I remember seeing a Namekian on the planet when we were there. It's quite possible they might have Dragon Balls as well.
Come on, Vegeta. And so Vegeta talks about what happened and that if there's a Namekian there, they could have Dragon Balls. Yeah, very well then. Well, this planet's Dragon Balls may be worthless to us, but we could still purchase a nice little penny on the market. We'll leave a couple dozen men here just to keep tabs on it. Dodoya, Zaban, Vegeta. Let's pay a visit to this Earth. And so they go off. And when Nail senses them leave and senses the only other fighters on the planet, he asks Lord Guru, go retrieve the Dragon Balls, Nail. With pleasure, Lord Guru. And so he goes in there and immediately starts to wreak havoc on the soldiers, get the Dragon Balls back, and basically they wish... Because the problem is the Namekian Dragon Balls can't wish people back in mass. They can only do one at a time. But I think what they do, wish Mori back, wish Dende, who I think they personally knew, and then wish, I don't know, some people back or whatever. And basically then he passes on his title as Elder to Mori, who will then continue on the cycle of Dragon Balls until they basically wish back as many of the Namekians as they can. Which I imagine, did that reactivate the Dragon Balls? I can't remember if that did. I don't think so. Regardless, where are we? So back on Earth. Now, here's the problem. In these scenarios, it's kind of hard to gauge how much time has passed because there's the time of travel to Namek that Vegeta and Krillin and Bulma took. And let's see here. How long did it take Bulma and go? How long did it take Bulma to get to Namek? Okay, because we know Goku took like 9 days. It took Bulma and company 34 days to get to Namek. And I know it took Goku about, I don't know, let me add, I think it was like just over a week. Goku to get to Namek. Actually, it was only 6 days. So that's 40 days. And that's also not including the amount of days spent on Namek, although day-night cycle is very different on that planet. So actually, time length span of the events on Namek. That's actually a good question. Because they just have that here. I don't remember how long an event, but I remember Goku traveling long. Okay, it took them 10 days to fix up Kami's ship, then 1 month, about 34 days, and then Goku was 6 days. Everything from Goku's arrival to Namet's destruction happened in a single day. So that means then you're looking at more or less time frame wise. Let's see, 50 days. So you're looking at just under 2 months worth of time. So in that 2 months worth of time, we'll even be nice and round it up to 2 months. In that 2 months of time, because you also got to factor in Frieza coming to Earth as well, which wouldn't be 10 days. He's got a pretty fast ship, but would still be, we can round it. Let's just say 2 months to be fair, because I put it in about a month here without remembering how long it was. Turns out it was closer to, like, it's 2 months. Time has passed. Time has passed. Raditz has actually settled in quite nicely, surprisingly, even though some of the Z fighters are a little in with him. Still, I mean, it's only been 2 months. Raditz has actually kind of really grown to like this planet, like the world and the fighting and training with it, getting to know his brother again. They actually can bond. They've actually been bonding. Krillin and him, I think, could even have a nice little rivalry because power-wise at this point they'd be pretty close. I'll get to that in a second. But also, the other Z fighters at least acknowledge that he's not going to cause any trouble. He laughs pretty, like, he's got a good sense of humor, and he even likes to help out Bulma and Goku with, like, tinkering and things along those lines. Well, I don't think he's a scientist. He's certainly an intelligent individual. Now, so how long, given the fact that they've been able to train with both the gravity chamber and the hyperbolic gravity chamber, that's, I guess, what we'll call it, and the fact that everyone keeps training to some degree, more or less, what level of power are we at in just 2 months? Chaozu, I'll be nice to say, is at 1500. The humans, sadly, again, are going to fall behind unless they're allowed to use the hyperbolic time chamber or hyperbolic gravity chamber. Yamcha right now is at 200 and 2,500. I think him and Tien, 4,000, do stop by every now and then, but I think they prefer to do their own thing because Yamcha, we know, still was a professional baseball player. Hell, he's still that in Super. Tien and Chaozu have a dojo, so they'll stop by, but they're not really training for anything serious right now. Piccolo does not stop by. He's still mostly how he is. Again, longer exposure, especially to other people, and especially just helping out when he's not really intending to, helps curb the evil in him. But he's still Piccolo. While he's probably been keeping up his training, which would have had him at 6,000, 2 months, I'll give him a 8,000. Not a huge boost, but that's still 1/3 boost. And then Gohan probably is only at 11,000. I think when Gohan does train with his Raditz and Krillin, I think it's sparingly. I think Krillin and him train more often than that. And Goku and Raditz, obviously. But also remember, he's still a kid. He still has other interests. I was about to say interests, but interests beyond training. Like, he still studies because Bulma does want him to go to school, but not in that Tiger Bomb way that Chi-Chi does. And I mean, he still has friends he probably has outside of his family. So, yeah. But Krillin, we had 24,000. He hasn't grown that much because he has had to deal with Raditz. He's been training Raditz most of the time. So he's only around 27,000. A 3,000 increase doesn't sound like a lot, but it is over a 10% increase. Over 2 months, and he's having to play catch-up? Absolutely. Raditz had a lot of time to catch up, plus Zenkai, so 20,000 K, I think, is the most reasonable we can put at him. Goku, I think, is actually the biggest increase. We had him at 60 grand last time. Here, because he's able to use the gravity chamber and use it intensely, and we know how big of an increase he got with just the 6-day increase, and he's able to pump it up to the 100 when he's training on his own, which Krillin and Raditz can't handle. Add on, able to use Akari and train with that. No joke. A 10 plus times multiplier is nowhere near inconceivable at all. Add in the hyperbolic gravity chamber, and I put him around 800K. I honestly think that is actually not out of the realm of possibility. However, because they've never met King Kai, there's really no reason for King Kai to really contact Kami, because Frieza goes around destroying planets all the time, and King Kai doesn't contact anyone there. Yes, Kami does know of King Kai, and vice versa. And he knows there are strong fighters on the planet. So is it possible he maybe warns them ahead of time? Sure. But the fact that they will show up probably within just a couple days, even with the hyperbolic time chamber, it wouldn't be enough, because even with, like, say, with all the fighters there, Chaozu, Yamcha, Tien, Krillin, Raditz, Goku, and that's 7 fighters. I mean, you could do it in that amount of time, but I'm not using the hyperbolic time chamber in this scenario right now. I think, unfortunately, King Kai, if he does end up letting them know about Frieza, it might just be like, just like heads up. It's like he'll be here in a day. I think Kami can sense a little bit out of the planet, or out of the planet's like atmosphere, not atmosphere, but radius to a degree, but it's not enough to be like able to warn them a week ahead of time or anything like that. So Kami senses that maybe it's like something powerful is coming to the planet. Be here in hours. Goku, everyone. There's a great evil coming. I can sense its power. It dwarfs even the Saiyans by large margins. And they all of a sudden can sense it too. Raditz, who probably has also gained the ability after getting his ass whooped to sense power levels. How that ultimately happened, none of us actually know still. But he's like, oh, damn it! Oh, it's him. It's Frieza. Frieza. Wait, you mean, yes, the one who the tyrant who had us under his boot the entire time? Why is he coming here? Damn it all! What, Vegeta? I bet that bastard sent to me. Say, what? Well, then I guess we better go greet him. And once again, they all converge in what would be in the desert area or the arid area. They all converge, all the Z fighters, including Piccolo. Say, hey, wow, Piccolo, you've been really helping out a lot. Shut up. I can see a little bit of interplay there. Obviously, the Frieza forces head out first, and then there's Zarbon, Dodoria, and Vegeta is right there too. It's like, I knew it. And then there's Frieza. It's like, oh, Vegeta, you told me Raditz was killed. I thought he was Lord Frieza, but it seems the little Rod managed to survive after all. I'll teach. So you bastard, you brought him. Why would you bring him here? There was no reason for that, unless you're really that sort of a loser. Talks Chief Rads. If I remember correctly, I was the one who was ganged up on by a bunch of Earthlings. You were just the one who was thrashed by the low class. Is that right? There's a... well, I would love to see you go at it. Yeah, we have some business to attend to first, Vegeta. Now tell me, yes, you, Namekian. What the hell do you want? Even Piccolo is sweating, by the way. He's like, what do you want? He's like, I'm interested in what you people call Dragon Balls. Vegeta tells me you may have some. When they're all like, how the hell did he find out about the Dragon Balls? Like, I don't know how you learned about Dragon Balls, but there's no way you're getting them. I'm sorry, and you are... Oh, you're the one who thrashed Vegeta. And you, I believe... What did you say his name was again? It's Kakarot. My name is Goku. Though apparently my Saiyan name used to be Kakarot. I let Raditz call me that. After all, he's my brother. That's right. Absolutely. He's like, Goku. I like that name better than Kakarot. I was never a big fan of these Saiyan names anyway. No offense, Vegeta. Like, a lot of offense, Vegeta. None taken. As I tell you what, let us use our Dragon Balls and we'll leave your planet in peace. We won't even and we'll sell your planet for a reasonable price. You can live your lives in peace. You'll barely notice our occupation of your words. It's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Not only we're not giving you our Dragon Balls or letting you take our planet. Oh, I see. So we're doing this the hard way. It's always fun on the hard way. And so, the Frieza forces head out to, come in. By the way, I actually don't see Gohan here being a part of this fight. The reason for that, even though Gohan certainly got power, he's even stronger than his canon counterpart right now, although minus the power increase from the potential unlocking. Because Bulma and I think even Goku, because he is, remember, Goku's as smart as Bulma, he knows like Gohan, even if he went full ape, would not be able to handle this guy at all. Like this guy's power is nuts strong. So he's like, no, son, I know you got to stay here and protect your mom, okay? I don't want. I'm not saying this be mean, but this guy's power is unreal. You just don't, and I don't want to see. And you're not just a fighter. You're my son, and I don't want to. But I don't want to risk you against something I don't feel you can handle. And like he lets him down as gently as he can. And Gohan, who is upset about this, understands still. And Bulma wishes her husband luck, kisses him good luck. And back to the plot. And so Deborah and Zarbon go after the actual Z-Spire. Krillin decides to take on Zarbon, who, when he transforms, is just barely stronger than Krillin. So they're duking it out pretty hard. Raditz is actually taking on Deborah and Vegeta, and is able to hold his own, but unfortunately is still struggling immensely. Ultimately, though, he's like, damn it all. He's able to take out Deborah before Vegeta comes in and nearly kills him. Just, you're still stronger than me, Vegeta. This is clear. And they're like in a deadline saying, what are you going to do about it? The one thing I can do that you can't. Just headbutts and just Vegeta just then all of a sudden he sees the orbs. It's like, and Vegeta remembers, looks at it, where his tail was, like, damn it! And then just immediately transforms as he's been practicing to just go into quick transformations. Just comes in and just Vegeta just gets hit, just goes flying into the ship. Just, damn it! And then he comes in and he looks at Frieza like, you're mine. And then Goku can still sense the powers. Like, Raditz, no! It's like, oh, how funny! You think you all monkeys, you're just all a bunch of monkeys thinking about thinking without using your brains. And these blasts Raditz straight to the and it's like, Raditz! And Raditz reverses. God. Luckily, all the Frieza forces are taken care of. Zarbon's even beaten, so they get him Senzu, and he's able to just, damn it. And this would probably increase, because it'd probably be a pretty lethal blow, probably increase him to about Vegeta power levels, around 30, who will also be around 30 when this is all said and done. So now Goku's just looking at it like, all right, that's enough. And Goku powers up, and just, no Wakari, but powers up to his full power. And Frieza can see that, and he's like, I see. Looks like I'm going to have to take you a bit more seriously, aren't I? And he gets out of his chair, and they're squaring off. So that is the end of part 4. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you for part 5 on next Saturday, actually, because this is the week of What If is wrapping up. Till then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.